Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce, with another update for you. We're going to talk again about GameStop. So much happening, so much going on, a lot to think about. If you're along this stock, thinking of getting into this stock, there's a few things you need to know. The question is, with GameStop, if you're going to play this stock as a long, in other words, buying it to make money on it because it's going higher, you got to figure out how to do it. And the big question here is, in this video, should you just buy the stock, or should you consider buying options on the stock? Buy options or stock on GameStop. For those of you who don't know, GameStop last summer was about $5-6 a share after being as low as 2 something. The company was on the ropes for a while. Some analysts thought they were really done for because of the virus, with all of their shops having to close worldwide, 5,000 stores, by the way. But the company has made a remarkable turnaround, and there have been a lot of things happening behind the scenes that have really changed the perception as to what's going to happen here. Number one, the company was able to open up stores depending on which state they were located in the U.S. and which province in Canada. They've also had a major turnaround on their online selling. This is probably the future of the company. 34% of all sales for GameStop in the last roughly quarter has come from online sales, and that is going to really continue to expand from what I can see. Activist investors have come into play here, and the big story is the number of shares shorted versus the number of shares that actually exist. It is hard for people to fathom, but in the market, you can sell a stock short, buy it back later, try to buy it at a lower price. So you sell it, say, at $10 a share, buy a stock back at $5, you make $5 a share profit. Thank you very much. You just have to be able to borrow the stock, be able to sell it first, so that you can then carry the short position until you buy back your stock. The reality, though, is in the case of GameStop, there are about 65 million shares outstanding, give or take. I think 54 million actually trade hands publicly. There are 70 million shorted. So there are more shares shorted on GameStop than exist. And there is a short squeeze underway right now. And take a look at this chart right here. You'll notice that in the last week, we went from the low 20s to as high as 43.03. And the thinking here, and the thinking and the talk on the street, is that this stock's going to go a lot higher. This stock has become a major talking point online between gamers and investors. Remember, GameStop is in the gaming business, and the 18 to 40-year-olds are talking up this stock, and there are a lot of folks who are trading on Robinhood, on Fidelity, the Schwab, these sites that allow you to buy fractional shares. This stock is the talk of all stocks, and the question is, if this short squeeze continues, because the stock has had such a run, short sellers are going to look like this. These shares could go to $100 a share in the next couple of weeks, just the way this pattern is going. So the question is, do you buy the stock or do you buy the options? My recommendation, just buy the stock. Don't touch the option with a 10-foot cattle prod. I'll tell you why. Because if you buy the stock, you're actually helping yourself. The reality is this: every time an investor buys shares in GameStop, I don't care if you buy 1 share, 10 shares, 100 shares, it doesn't matter. You buy stock in GameStop, you are adding to the short squeeze. You're actually making your prophecy come true. The more stock that is purchased by out-and-out investors, the fewer shares the shorters can buy for themselves to cover their short positions. I expect the stock to trade over 100 million shares a day going forward for quite a while. I'm talking about trading 100 million shares a day when only 60-odd million exist and 50-odd million could possibly trade. This is why the shares will keep on running up in price. If you're buying options, you're buying an option from someone else who has the stock that you might be able to buy it from. You're better off just buying it off the street. Look at this chart here. I've used this chart before. This shows the percentage of the public float of shares that are actually shorted. And back in 2004, 5, 6, 8, it was between 10, 20%, and it was 20 to 40%. You can see in 2010, 12, 14, 16, 20, 40%, 45%. Look at the last 2 years, baby. From 2018 to now, we're now at 140% of the free float of the shares that has been shorted. You go out there and buy GameStop stock, put it in your account, and sit on it until it gets to $100 a share. These shorters can't get out. They're going to have to pay a higher premium to get out. You make more money. You buy options, you don't make as much because you're not helping your own cause. This guy right here, Mr. Cohen, he bought over 13% of the company shares on the open market, and he's not interested in selling at 25 or 35 or $40 a share. This guy is looking for a return in the billions, and he's going to get it. If he is successful like he was with Chewy, the company that he founded and sold off to PetSmart for billions of dollars in gains, if he does what he did with Chewy with EB Games and GameStop, look out. The online world for GameStop is about to change. It's no longer a matter of, can I get a gaming system at a better price online through GameStop than I can, say, through Best Buy or Walmart? No, that's not the question. The question is, am I going to have a better experience buying my systems and my future games through the GameStop app because I'm part of a family versus just buying through a discount retailer? That's the difference. This is what happened with Chewy. Chewy did not compete with Amazon for pet food supplies and other supplies for price. Chewy beats Amazon because of the overall user experience of the entire process. And people who use Chewy feel a lot more closer to the dog ownership world than they would if they just bought through Amazon, which is like a glorified series of warehouses. This is what's happening at GameStop. This is why Cohen is involved with his group. He has 3 guys, himself and 2 others now on the board of directors, and the street has figured it out. The street likes the direction GameStop is going. They love the fact that 140% of the shares are shorted and there's no way to get them back at these low levels. They love the fact the stock went from $20 to $43 a share last week, and the street is beginning to figure out this thing could go a whole lot higher because there is no way the short sellers can get their stock back for perhaps prices over $100 a share by the time it's all said and done. That is why GameStop is being talked about on the internet like you cannot believe. People are lining up to get into this stock. And as I said, you want to buy an option or buy the stock? I recommend you buy the stock. Don't buy the options. Too much in premiums. Buy the stock. You've got all the time in the world. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Keep you posted. Bye for now.